Welcome to the Pediatric Dietitian Podcast, where we, Jen and Danielle, discuss all things related to nutrition for children of all ages so that you, the parents, can learn practical, evidence-based solutions to nourish your child long-term.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
Jen and Danielle. We are the pediatric dietitian.
The Pediatric Dietitian.
I've had a lot of friends ask me, when to start getting proper nutrition into their kids. They have
yeah.
an under 1-year-old
Mhm.
kid, and they're like, when do I start?
Honestly, there's not a perfect or wrong way to start, right? It's just like, start now.
Gotta start. Yeah.
Just start now. Don't wait until they're like starting school or daycare or in sports. Yeah. Like there's no wrong day to start. But there's an ideal time to start, in my opinion. I think if you have the luxury of planning to be parents, you should start then. So before you even have kids, because it's going to be so much harder to change your habits as an adult
Yeah.
when you already have kids in the mix. And it's important to work on your own habits because you're going to model certain behaviors for your kids and they're going to copy your habits.
I think also being on point with your partner of what's
Yeah.
important for you. Some kids, some people, adults, just didn't grow up with family meals, so they're not used to it. So if you were to marry one of those people and they're like, why the hell are we eating at this
Right.
table? I always eat in front of the TV.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a really hard habit to break and
That's
to
true.
move forward.
Yeah, and then I do get a lot of teenage boys, I guess, who are like, well, dad doesn't eat like that.
Yeah.
Well, dad brought home Chick-fil-A even though mom cooked this great dinner. Or well, dad will buy me anything I want on Uber
Yeah,
Eats.
you guys have to be on the same page.
Yes.
Or else it's so conflicting too, because then it's they're gonna learn to play one parent against the other and
Always.
say, oh, well, mom didn't buy me anything today. Let's go to Chick-fil-A.
Right. And so that's why I feel like it's important to, preferably as young as possible and before you even have kids. You guys are talking about having kids, start talking about how you want them to eat when they're older. Do you want them eating in front of the TV? Do you want to be having this back and forth argument about stop buying Takis? Dad, please stop bringing donuts into the house. The 16-year-old is eating in his room by himself while playing video games. Do you want that to be an issue in your household? If not, now is the time to start talking about it. Again, preferably before you even have kids, because you guys have to make sure that you're on the same page in terms of these values. These are kind of core values because it all comes back to valuing your health and your child's health, and even knowing what do you mean by health? Because some people have the mindset of whatever, I ate this when I was a kid and I'm fine. I'm like, are you? You're barely walking up the stairs. You're on 5 different medications. You just were explaining how you got diagnosed with lupus at age 45. I'm like, I don't think that's working out so well for you, but okay. Also, our food today is not exactly the same as it was when we were kids, right?
No, so many things have changed. I feel like the marketing of everything has changed so
Yeah.
much. I don't know.
Well, because you used to also only get marketed to during your Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s. And now kids are seeing it while they're watching YouTube, while they're watching TikTok, while they're even with their friends because their friends are watching TikTok, even though you told your kid not to. And the marketing is so all over the place in your face. You think you're signing up for Amazon Prime for free movies on the weekends, but then there's a minute and a half of commercials prior. And then your kids are like, can we buy this? Can we have this?
Yeah.
It's so in your face. And beyond the marketing too, the ingredients of a lot of foods are not the same as when we were kids. There's a lot more preservatives in ultra processed food. Ultra processed food is 70% of kids' diets today in our country. And there was a lot more family meals, homemade meals when we were kids, right?
Yeah, I know. I remember McDonald's was being you did really well on a test or something.
Yeah.
It was very rare to go get those chicken
So
nuggets.
true.
It's so accessible now.
And now it's
also, so expensive.
I know. How is that cheaper than eating at home? I don't understand.
probably used to
Guys,
be
I
a lot
don't
cheaper.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably used to be cheaper, but also I understand like it's the time saving aspect, but you have to consider at what cost.
Mhm.
Like, what are you
Yeah.
sacrificing for that time saving aspect? Because then I have the parents coming to me with all of these issues with their kids. They won't eat what I make. They're eating by themselves in their room. They're
Mhm.
eating in front of the TV. They're barely eating. They're eating too much. And I'm like, yeah, but
Mhm.
why are you going to Chick-fil-A every single week? And why are you buying Doritos every single week? So, like, it all comes back to what mom and dad are doing. It
Mhm.
all comes back to the
Yeah.
grown-ups.
And I think on that note too, it's like you can also take it too far the other way.
For
Like,
sure.
those granola kind of
Mhm.
crunchy parents that
Yeah,
are like
yes.
taking everything into
Some people
consideration.
call me granola.
I feel like I take it as a compliment.
I do, thanks.
But again, in moderation, like there's gonna be times where you eat your ice cream and
Yeah,
you're not
for
like
sure.
demonizing ice cream and saying like I can never have this ever
Yeah,
again. It's gonna make me do this, this, and this, and
right.
get diabetes and get fat and do all these things
Yeah.
because your kids are listening to that. Like your kids are hearing everything that you're saying like about yourself and about your body, and you
Even if
want it
they
to be
don't act
positive.
like it, right? If they're like,
No,
"Ugh,
no,
whatever."
you can be
They're
like,
still
oh, mom's just
absorbing
crazy.
it. Yeah, it still has an effect, especially when they're young.
It's getting deep down in there.
It is. So, yeah, your words really matter, even if you think they're ignoring you. You know your kid is hearing everything. There was this one kid I used to nanny, and I swear she'd be sitting in front of the TV. She's like 8 years old, and say her name over and over and over, and then I'd yell like marshmallows, and then she'd look up. I'm like, I knew you were listening, But you have such an influence on them, and it's always always comes back to what you're doing in your own life and how your kids see you living it out. Your words only go so far, but if your actions back them up, it matters more. And if you can even be like transparent and honest about the fact that you do make mistakes and you do eat unhealthy food sometimes, whatever,
Mhm.
then I feel like that matters even more and is even more influential. But again, I definitely agree with like parents being on the same page. Oh, I have this story of these patients I saw the other day, twins, toddlers, and the parents have horrible eating habits, but they're on the same page in terms of improving that, and they really want their kids to improve their eating. But the grandparents on both sides
Yes.
are horrible influences, and they see their grandparents every single week, multiple times a
Mhm.
week, and the grandparents also FaceTime the toddlers, and so one set of grandparents lives in the household and the other doesn't, but they see them all the time. So the last, like, literally 15 minutes of this visit was mom and dad venting to me about the woes of the grandparents undoing everything they do. And so one of the things that they said grandparents do is I felt so bad for them. They were like, the grandma who lives in the house with the kids, mom and dad were like, sometimes we'll put like this healthy meal, and of course the 3-year-old's not eating it. And then grandma says, see, you want my grandchild to starve? Just give her whatever she wants and give her the instant ramen. And I'm like, ah. And so they're just like, they feel like they're in between a rock and a hard place.
A
And
really hard situation, but I think, like, like, you have to, like, talk to the
yes,
grandparents
I was
about
like,
that and get
there's
to the
no
bottom
way
of
around
it.
this.
No, 'cause
I was like,
also
oh, you can let me be the bad guy. Say the dietitian said. So they were like, actually, this will work because their grandparents are old school, and they're like, yeah, anything a doctor says. Well, I'm not a doctor, but we can ignore that fact for this argument. Anything the doctor says, they're like, oh, well, the doctor said it, so we're doing it. I'm like, okay, well, I like bullet pointed all these things and sent them an email. I was like, print this out and give it to them. Have a family meeting. Be like, guys,
Yeah.
we're going to work on this together and we need y'all's support. Understanding too, like the consequences more long term
Mhm.
of these like habits that kids are
Yeah.
building. So it's not like the Capri Sun and Chick-fil-A is going to do anything today to your
Mhm.
kid, right? It's more like, yeah,
Yeah, but
but
it's
he's going to always eat this forever. Like he's never going to like our homemade
I
food.
think also just, like, predicting what the parent says is really tricky just 'cause, like, you want everyone to be on the same page and, like, it's not just a health kick for a couple months, it's like a way of life and, like,
Yes.
the way of thinking about food in general. Like, you just
Mhm.
don't want your you don't wanna, like, develop these bad habits at a young age and
Yeah,
continue that into their lives.
absolutely. Um, Also, I never recommend using food as a reward.
Mhm.
So, like, grandparents love to do that, right?
Yeah.
To treat, give them treats. You know, I'm like, can you think of something else to do that with? Like, unfortunately, I did that for my own nephew when I went to visit my nieces and nephew. Like, I was like, "Oh, we're getting coffee, like, you want, like, a chocolate croissant or something?"
Mhm.
Um,
Wanna be the fun aunt.
I know. But I was like, "Why didn't I just spend the money on, like" he loves fishing and, like, just buying him more fishing gear and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "I could have done that." And also, he is in a place where he needs to be working on his health, and I just kind of sent this bad message. But at the same time, it's a balance because you should allow treats sometimes. And it's
Totally,
yeah,
but if they're, like, saying, like, they're not gonna eat this meal, let's go out and get pizza,
yeah,
like, like, there's gotta be, like, a balance of it, like, if it's happening every single night and becoming, like, a pattern
yeah.
of, like, the kids are continually, like, not eating their foods and it's getting worse and worse and
Mhm,
worse, and something's gotta give, like, you
mhm.
guys gotta all reset, get on the same page, and just kinda start fresh.
Getting on the same page. So, like, an example I think of this too is, some of my family members, they're young and newlyweds, and they're talking about having a baby, and so they're talking to me about it, and I was like, "So, are you gonna be on a prenatal multivitamin?" You know, the standard question, but also like, you guys eat Taco Bell a lot. And like Takis and Doritos and like lots of freezer stuff and packaged stuff. And it's like very in your face. It's not like once in a while. It's really not. It's like a lot. It's like excessive. And I'm just like, that's something that you guys should start learning about,
Mhm.
you know, just encouraging them, like, start learning about the consequences with your health. Like, start
Mhm.
thinking about, you're thinking about the future now with, like, oh, we want to have kids. So, like, thinking about the next 5 years, but like, think further than that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Think about you now as grandparents. And you want to be able to be like running around with your grandkids and doing whatever and not like stuck in a hospital bed.
Mhm.
And you want your kids to be able to have a really healthy relationship with food and to be like eating healthy. Do you want to be having to like stop? No, don't eat that. Don't drink my soda. It has caffeine. But
Yeah.
why are you drinking it? You know, I'm like, yeah, I would try to tackle all that
Yeah.
now.
Like, starting slow, like, you're not gonna say, like, "Oh, go into your house and remove every single
Right.
product with,
Agreed.
sugar in it," or whatever, but, over time, like, your way up into, like, eating more fruits and vegetables, eating Taco Bell less often, like.
Yeah, it could start with just let's put it on the calendar. We're going to cook dinner on Monday
Mhm.
and Saturday,
Yeah.
you know, and like let's make a grocery list. I love using an app for a grocery list that you can share between multiple phones because people can add stuff as they run out and think about it. It's called Any List. And you can also have grocery lists for multiple different types of stores. So it's like if I'm going to Sprouts, here's my list that I've been forming all week, or if I'm going to the farmer's market or whatever. Yeah. Different tools like that are helpful to make it easier to ease into, like having a favorites folder on Instagram for your recipes
Mhm.
or on Safari or something so that you can, right, easily
Or
come back. Yes, use your bookmarks.
or you
And
could print
then
it like a true millennial, and you can print
that
that shit out.
people do that, man. My cousin, she loves to print her recipes. Love you for it. And she has her binder and it's awesome. And my husband would make fun of me if I printed something on paper. He'd be like, "What are you doing?
Write it off
Use
as
your
an actual sheet
iPad."
of
Yeah.
paper.
But do what works for you. And then also don't have unrealistic high expectations. Like, we don't need to make an elaborate recipe every time we make dinner.
So true.
You know?
So true, because especially, like, when you, like, actually when the kids are in the picture and you're cooking food and you're trying to
Hmm.
get it ready in, like, 35 minutes before they
Hmm.
start screaming, like, it's not feasible for me to make these crazy elaborate meals.
Right. And then also ask people for their easy favorite go-to recipes. Like,
Mhm.
I asked my sister-in-law, how does she make chicken so it doesn't taste dry?
Yeah.
And she's from South Africa, and she gave me the best, easiest chicken recipe. I'm like, why haven't I been doing this my entire life? If I knew chicken tasted this good, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have hated it when I was a kid. I feel like most kids don't eat very well and are picky eaters because y'all are bad cooks. I'm like, what did you put on it? How did you make it? I'm like, nobody's gonna. that doesn't taste good. But ask other people. Don't
Mhm.
feel like you have to have it all together,
Mhm.
right? And especially if you know somebody who has kids and they're good eaters, ask for their favorite recipes.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so what are we were gonna talk about this, but what are
Mhm.
some of your favorite
Oh, right.
nutrition icks? Like, what are things that parents or children have said to you where you're like, "Oh my god."
Um, it's fine that I drank soda because it's clear. It wasn't the dark soda. I'm like, "Dude, it was still soda. It's still like."
You're watching your phosphorus.
I know, right? As the clinical dietitians that we are. Nope, still soda, guys. I'm sorry about that. And they're like, "No way. What?"
I make smoothies
Mhm.
with ice cream.
Good try, guys.
Yeah, good try.
Good effort.
That's not a smoothie. That's a milkshake.
Oh, okay. Here's one. Um, we don't eat a lot of red meat. We stick with chicken or fish, and but the snacks were Doritos and Takis. But
Yeah.
there was like no shame
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they
yeah.
told me that they have Doritos in
Oh,
their
yeah.
kids' lunch every day, but they're like, but we don't really eat a lot of like red
Totally.
meat. I was like, but you could if you wanted.
Uh,
It's really fine.
I get that all the time where, like, I go into a patient's room, there's Chick-fil-A on, like, the bedside table,
Uh-huh.
and then you're like, "Okay, like, tell me, like, a 24-hour, recall. What do you like to eat
Uh-huh.
typically?" Baked chicken,
Yeah. I'm like, but
broccoli,
who's
asparagus."
gonna believe
I'm
you?
like, "Come on, like, let's be
Can we
real. There's, like, Doritos
yes.
over there, there's, like,
That's
chips."
another thing, like, okay, I have a
Don't
referral.
lie.
Yeah, just what are we here for? I have a referral for, like, childhood obesity, it's, like, class 2 severe obesity, and then they're telling me, like, the perfect diet.
Yeah,
I'm like,
totally. You're like,
"Guys,
"Give it to me straight."
yes,
Or, like,
I'm
"I
not
don't drink
here to."
soda." Like, come on, your A1C is
Yeah. But we only have it sometimes. I'm like, what is sometimes?
Yeah,
Everybody's definition of I'm like,
yeah,
I'm about to write down like
I
sometimes,
know.
like once or twice a month. And they're like 3 times a week. I'm like, give me all
That's
right.
often.
Yeah. The worst was when I got sometimes and it was twice every day.
Wow,
I was like, yeah, but what? That's your
excessive.
definition of sometimes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to look up sometimes in the dictionary. I think it's also a red flag too when the parents are like, "We only cook skinless chicken breasts. We only, like,
They're
cook."
defensive.
Yeah, like, kinda defensive about it. "I'm painting this perfect meal for you," and I'm like, "Okay, but that can't be, like, all the time. Like, tell me the goods. Tell me the good
Right.
stuff."
Like, come on, let's be real. We're already here in front of you. So like either you're gonna get something out of this visit and like come away with actually something very helpful that you can implement at home that will help your child's health or not. And then so like I understand this is such an emotional, touchy subject for parents because feeding your kids is very personal. But, like, we're not here to judge your parenting or you as a person. We're here to literally help your kids get healthier, and everybody wants the same thing.
I think that's what it is though, like, cause it's, like, essentially calling them a shitty parent
Yeah.
if you're kinda like,
Right.
"Well, why are you buying this one?" And it's not being a shitty parent, you're just, like,
You
need
didn't
more
know.
information.
Right.
You also wanna, like, you have to have the willpower to do it. Like,
Yeah.
we can go and tell you whatever we think is, like, appropriate, but you also have to
It's
physically
hard.
do it.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's hard, and if I that's a really good point because honestly, a lot of the kids I see making no progress, I'm like, it is the parents.
Yeah,
They're not
they're
the
not
kids
willing.
can't go grocery shopping, and if the parents aren't changing their habits, they're not ready for it
Yeah.
for themselves. And I'm like, can you just be real? I see that you're struggling with the exact same thing as your child, and the pediatrician can only refer your child. And yet you're struggling with the exact same thing, and you're putting up this like defense and like this front of like, no, I got it all together. And I'm like, do you
Yeah,
think I'm dumb?
exactly.
Just be real and be like, this is a real struggle for me too and I'm not ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay then.
You're also getting, like, more bang for your buck by, like, seeing a dietitian if you're having, like, issues by yourself, like, whatever we're telling your kid to do, like, you should be doing as
Yes, I
well,
agree.
which will help improve your,
Mhm.
like, health overall
That's
too.
why we say this
Like
is
a
about the whole
free
family.
it's like free.
Yes. I'm like, just take advantage. Ask me all the questions. Sometimes I joke about this, but sometimes I wish I could almost like wear a shirt to the grocery store that says, I'm a dietitian. Ask me anything before you put that in your cart because I really don't mind. Like,
Mm.
I love what I do. I love my job. I wish I didn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. all the time, but I love what I do. And I'm just like, yeah, ask.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I
There's
know,
no
it's like
dumb question.
it's kinda true. See, doctors get it too, where it's just like you could casually see someone or have a cousin or a friend or
Right.
something, and they're just like, "Well,
But a lot of
sorry
our
about
advice, like,
this."
applies to everybody, and, like, a doctor would need to know specifics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, everybody can relate to food. Yeah. Yeah, and we don't mind. So, like, literally, I don't know why you guys don't ask us more questions on Instagram, but y'all
I know,
should.
seriously. Okay, right here.
Yeah.
Ask us anything.
Do you really not have any questions about so you guys know all of the right things to eat.
Totally. Would you like free advice?
Yeah.
Ask us anything.
We're here for that. And I'm not sure what's happening. Anyways, so we got these new snacks from this cool new brand.
Breaking.
And we want to try them together and tell y'all if we like them so that you know if you should buy them. Let's
Totally.
try
So
them.
these are Breaking granola bites, and there's 3 different flavors we're gonna try.
3 different flavors.
Coconut almond. What's this one? Cashew.
Coffee hazelnut, dark chocolate peanut. Yes, I'm going for that one first.
Melon.
So why do we like this? Because we're not going to recommend every brand that comes at us, but we're lucky enough to get some good ones that we can put our names behind. So yeah.
The coolest thing on here, it says made with a short list of ingredients.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at something and the list is like taking up the entire back of the container, it's too much. It's too much.
And also, we recognize all these ingredients as food. So organic gluten-free oats, most everything in here is organic, number one. I'm a fan of that. Organic honey, avocado oil, there's no seed oils. Chocolate chips, nut blend, which is peanuts, almonds, hazelnut, egg white, so we get a little bit of protein. This has 5 grams of protein per serving. Organic oat bran, organic coconut, date syrup. There's only 7 grams of added sugar in this one, 6 grams in that one, 6 grams, 5 grams in that one.
I also love that you can eat a third of this bag for only 170 calories.
Yeah, what? That's nice. Because it's like the volume is helpful.
Done deal. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Oh, I missed you on that one.
Okay, so this is the coconut almond. This is very coconutty and delicious.
It's good. Okay, so this is not crunchy. It's like...
They're not crunchy.
It's not crunchy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but sometimes I do have kids who don't like crunchy. They don't want a hard, crunchy granola. Or for young kids, they can't handle a really hard, crunchy granola.
Would you say this is like granola you could put on yogurt, or is this?
If you broke it up, you could put it on something. But see how it comes in like these little bites? Yeah, that you could just have like in a container.
That one's delicious.
Like you could put a few of these in your kid's lunch. Surprisingly, I like this better than the chocolate peanut butter.
Wait, I was about to say the opposite. I'm a chocolate peanut butter fiend. Those are delicious.
Okay.
Like, are we eating this whole thing now?
I wish. I feel like you could put milk on this too.
Why do you this like cereal?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you could make a cereal out of this.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Pediatric Dietitian. Don't forget to subscribe and share with another parent who could use a little extra support.